So guys, in last video, we created the index file. Okay, and along with the index, we had created a login and register and thus their sublet as well. So I think we left at this section. So there we are getting some error. So let me fix that error first of all. So let me close this. So this if block is closed. Now we'll have this else. Okay, and there we can also add if user is login, that is fine. Otherwise, user can go for the register. So we can create a register page, register, that page we already have. And there we can prompt a message that is register. Okay, looks good. Okay, now see, we don't have any error. So this is the first section which we had completed, right? Now what we can do, we can go to a message, like go for a message. This section can be somewhere on the top, so we can add CSS later. Now we can just provide a message that H1, welcome to e-commerce store. Okay, so this will be the heading which we are providing. Okay, right, and after that we can go for the uh message. So ideally what we'll have now, we can go for a string message that provides some message. Okay, what is that message? That message is providing to like an attribute or anything. So what I'll do, I'll just go with a string message equals to session dot get attribute, right? So we'll fetch it from the servlet. Ideally, like what happened, we are just trying to identify the user. Okay, so I'll just go with the message. So MESSAGE. Now this will be the message. Okay, why we are getting it here? Because of to string. Looks good. Okay, now what we'll have, we can go with if message MSG does not equals to null, right? So if we'll identify that message is not null, so we can print that respective message, right? So that message, if you want, you can print in that. I'm just going to print it inside the scriptlet tags. Okay. And what I'll do, let me close this JSP and let me provide this in P tag. Okay, that is a paragraph with we can go with a bootstrap. Okay, P class equals to message, so that I can add later. Okay, and there we'll just go with a message. So that message we'll have. Okay, and now let me close that scriptlet tags. Looks good. Okay. Now what we can do, we can, let me close this. Okay. Now we can set a session is, if session is not identified, then we can remove the respective session. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just go with a session dot remove control space, remove attribute. So I'm just going to remove attribute for the name of MESSAGE. What I'll do, let me go with the same message everywhere. Paste, control S, and then semicolon. This looks good. Okay, and apart from that, we can also provide a page for shopping, right? So there what I'll do, let me go with the anchor tag once again, ahref equals to, I'm just going with a page that is products, DUCT, products.jsp, and there we can provide a message shop now. Okay, so that user can go with a shopping option, right? So we must have that page in our JSP. Okay, so why we are getting error? Let me check. Any closing bracket, anything missing? No, nothing. Why we are getting error? This if block is closed. Hmm. Okay, this is the issue. Control S. Now message can be changed to message. Looks good. Now what happened? Let me run this code. Run on a server. Okay, we'll have this Tomcat, and let me check which one is the default server. So I'll just go to the web browser, internal web browser. Looks good. Okay, so let me click on run on server, select that server, and then finish. So we'll have error somewhere in line cannot, yeah, username cannot invoke. Okay, no issue. Okay, so that we can resolve later. Now what we'll have, ideally we'll have the product page. Okay, so first of all, we need to create a product page. See, why we are getting error? Because we don't have anything on the username, right? So we need to create a user, so that we'll create, see this value is null, the user value. Okay, so I'm just going to create a product page. So right click new JSP. First of all, just complete this e-commerce project. After that, we'll check the error. So products.jsp. All right. So there, now choice is yours. If you want to go for some designing part, so of course we can add some designing section there, like this is a product. So the product should be displayed from the database. Okay. This is the product. Now we'll just go with our style, right? And in this style tag, what I can do, I can put that in the body section. See, that will take some time. Body, right? And in this body, let me just go with a font family. One second. Hmm. Just taking it by default, Arial. Okay, and then okay, text. We can go with a text align. Center works fine. Center, right? And then we can add some container. Okay, so container, it should be loaded. Okay, container, and then we can define the width. See, because we just need to display the product, so width should be 80%, comma, control space, margin. We can go with control space auto. Okay, and then cell padding. Padding we can go with 20. Right. So that you can change according to your requirement. Now we need to add some products. Okay. So products we can add. So we need to add a couple of more CSS that I'm going to add later. Right. Now we'll just go with a div class equals to container. Okay, so this will be the class container. Now in this div, I'm going to write the complete code. So what are the products? So I'll just provide a message h3 products. Available. We can just provide a message that these are the available products. Okay. Now, all right. Now we need to fetch the product. So guys, before fetching the product, first of all, we need to identify that user is login or not, right? This is the first thing. If user is not login, so we need to pressurize the user to go back and log in, right? So what I'll do, I'll just go with a user control space So I'll just change this to login user so that we can check that this is for the login user. So if user is login, it means we'll have some attribute. So what I'll do, I'll just go with session dot get attribute, and there I'll just go with a parameter that is user that we need to set on the user, right? So it is also asking for, see, now the type is user. So what I'll do, I'll just typecast this to user controllers. That works, right? And if user is login, everything works fine. So we need to get the product. So how we'll get the product? So to display the product, we require again the collection framework. So I'll just go with a list of product type, right? So there I'll just go with controllers products equals to product DAO. Now we require the DAO. DAO dot, we'll have the method with the name get all products, right? So initially we'll just go with all products. But now what happened? See, might be products are not there. So in that case, you need to add a product, right? But uh, if products we'll have, so like what I'll do, let me just put this thing products does not equal to null. Okay, it means we'll have something. Okay, so we need to display the product. So what I'll do, let me just go with this for loop. You can add one more condition if you want. Product, and where is products? So all the products are in this products folder, right? Now we just need to display all the products along with the image, right? And everything. So what I'll do, let me just create a, so first of all, let me stop JSP there, and then div class equals to, we need to create this product. Okay, so that we have, where is that? So container we had created. So I'll just create product as well. Okay, so that I can do later. But we must have this, huh? In the div section. Okay, now let me close this. There we'll just go with image. First of all, we need to load image. So I'm not going with any this. Let me provide a source. So source should be fetched from the database. So for that purpose, we require the reference. So reference is in product. Remember, see, your complete products are in this product tab. So you need to display all of them one by one, right? So what I'll do, let me display product dot get control space. It should be loaded. Okay, why it's not loading? So what I'll do, let me remove this tag product control space dot get image. Yes, perfect. Okay, now that will load image for us, and there you can define some width, height for that. So what I'll do, after this double quotes, let me provide width equals to 100. Okay, and then we'll just go with the height also equals to 100. So I think this is good for a page. If you'll think that you have product with a less size image, or like image is good, so you can increase that width or height according to your choice. Now we need to fetch the product names. So what I'll do, let me just go with a strong. Okay, and there we can fetch the product name, right? Equals to product dot, once again control space product dot get. Why it's not loading? Let me check. Control space product dot, no issue. I'll just type, and a single go we can identify all the errors, right? So this is yes, because of that is not expression tag. Yes, now good. Okay, so that will display name for us, and the name will be visible there. So I'll just close this. What other we required? So we have the image, we have the name. Now next we require the price. Okay, so I'll just go with the price. So price we can display in dollar, so or rupees, and anything whatever you want. So that symbol you can provide. Okay, so now I'll just go in that way. Equals to product dot get control space price. Now fetching. Okay, so that will fetch price for us. So that looks good. Oh, okay. Now what we require might be user is not login. Okay. So what we need to do ideally, if user is not login. So this is the for loop. Okay. In this for loop, we are printing the data. Looks good. But if user is not login, ideally the products are visible. So after that, we can provide a validation that if user is not login, so mm, we'll just go with if, let me press some enter. And do we have closing tag there? Yes, that is there, no issue. Right. So if, what is the reference? Login user, right? So if login user does not equal to null, right? So we can, we required a sublet, okay, at this point of time, which can forward the request. So what we require. So ideally, let me close JSP again. And now there, we can just go with this tag, okay. And in this tag, we required a sublet. Because see, like for example, one image is visible for product to you. Okay, now you need to add this to the cart. Like, so see, I'll just tell you, if you'll have the image, okay, like this is the product. This is the first product. This is the second product. Now you want to add this. Okay, so we'll have a button to add with plus and minus quantities. So if I'll just click on the add option. So when I'll click the add, so it means my login should be there. And this should be added with a product ID, right? That we need to understand that it should be added with a product ID. So what I'll do, let me provide the sublet for that. Okay, so there, let me provide a sublet that is add to, one second, to cart. Okay, add to cart sublet. And that should be added product with a product ID. So what I'll do, I'll just go with a product ID equals to that ID should be fetched for the respective product, right? So there I'll just provide a JSP tag with the respective product dot, it should be product. So yes, no, why product is not fetching? Let me just check. Product dot, no, it should be product. Spelling is correct. This for loop is still open. So it should be, let me just check, product dot control space, not loading, no issue. Product dot get ID, that we can rectify why it's not loading. Okay, now we can close this, right? Okay, so that will display, see, still it is not identifying this product. Yes, that variable is not identified. No issue. So that will fetch the product ID and that will going to add this to the sublet. So it means we require this as well. Okay, this sublet we required in our project structure. Okay, now we'll have this, and after that we can provide this as a class equals to button. So that class we can create, and then we provide a message add to cart. Looks good. Okay. Else, what user can do? Okay. So in this else, let me just go with that way. Else, user need to go to login option, right? If user is login, then the product can be added. But if user is not login, then we need to force user to login. Okay. So it means in this else, we can redirect user to the login code. So what I'll do, let me close this JSP again, and I'll just go with ahref equals to login.jsp. Okay. And then let me just go with a login to add to cart. Okay. So And there we can also provide class equals to button. Add to cart, login to add to cart. Okay. So this closed, right? And this is over. Else we need to close. So where I'm closing else? Nowhere. So let me open this JSP scriptlet again. And now let me close this. So else is closed, right? And once this else is closed, what are the other options? Might be we don't have any product. Okay. So this else is closed. And after that, we can close the previous if. Okay. Now this if is closed. See, ideally, this should be belongs to the respective if. Okay. If product equals to null. So it means one more bracket I need to close. So there, this if is closed. Now we'll have else. So there the else is closed. And after that, okay. So what I'll do, let me close this div. And after this div, we can close another else. Guys, these things ideally we need to keep in mind, right? So first one is closed for the for loop and second one is closed for the if, right? So this is for the if. Perfect. Now what are, see, if products are not null, so this is the scenario. Products will be visible. But if user is not login, so we need to provide, like we need to force user to be login. Okay, else. What is the else? In else case, we can simply provide a message. You can go with out.println or you can go with the simple ahref. So ahref, instead of this, we need to just provide a paragraph tag that no products in cart. Okay, like this. So this works for me. Okay, now, all right. Now, see, if products are not visible, now this div is closed. And now let me open JSP again. All right, so this is extra. Let me remove this. Looks good. Now everything is closed. Now what we required, a checkout button. Okay. And what is that checkout button? So guys, this check once again, this checkout button, we are still in Java. Yes. So let me close this Java. So the checkout button should be visible to login user. Okay. To those users who are logged in, to logged in users. So it means we need to create this as well, right? So for that purpose, again, what I'll do, let me go with this same logic, this logic. Okay. No, this one, right? Okay. So there, let me just start JSP. Let me just paste. Now, if this is the scenario, then we need to provide a checkout button. Okay, so for checkout button, let me provide some space, br. Okay, and then ahref equals to, now we require the checkout.jsp. Okay, and there we can provide a message, proceed to checkout. Okay, looks good. And we can also go with their class equals to checkout. All right, so this is the complete page. Right now, we can close this if as well. Let me close this if and done. Done. Now this page is done. Okay. Now we required a card.jsp. See, now we required couple of files. First is the, in JSP we required card, right? In servlet we required add to cart. Okay, because if things are added, so we need to provide them as well. So for that we'll connect in the next video. All right.